Hi guys, I'm your host GMZ, or better known as Ray. Today I'm joined with
Bree.
and in the background we have
John.
But anywho, let's get into the podcast, guys. So Bree, you're you're a nail tech, I see.
I am. Oh, for 4 months now.
Mm-hmm.
4 months. Almost 5 next month. Or actually later in this
Really?
month.
I thought you were a nail tech for like a good amount of time now.
No, it feels like it, honestly. I feel like I've gotten so used to it, like the cycle. And also because it's not my main job too, but I do have like 2 jobs. So I have to balance it out. So I feel like I in my head I get a lot of clients, but it's not really a lot of clients because I only book 3 days out of the week. So it's like, But yeah.
As a business owner, how is it though?
I love it. I love doing nails. Like, if y'all haven't noticed already, I fucking love nails. Like, I think at first I started it as a hobby. Like,
Yeah.
I would mainly just like I literally gave out so many free sets. Like at first when I first started, and originally I started like when I was an 8th grader, but then COVID got in between it, and I couldn't like keep going with it. Well, honestly, I could have, but I just didn't want to. Like, too much happened, and I just gave up on it. But then I got a job actually, and that's when, because I also, nail stuff is really expensive.
It is.
It's so expensive, but that's for like every business owner. Like, I feel like for photography, for example, like your lenses, the camera, like everything is expensive nowadays. So I feel like I obviously needed a job to like buy my nail stuff, and I also opened my little room, which I painted. Well, I didn't paint, my brother painted it, but I have my own little room now, which is I went from doing those in my room to like having my own space, which is so much better. But yeah, I love what I do. If I could do it more, I would.
No, I feel you on the like being a business owner, like especially when it comes to photography, y'all, like and videography as well. It's like there's so much like it's very expensive because like the camera alone can cost you a few $100s and then
Yeah.
lenses, like if you want a good really good lens, like a few hundred or almost a few thousands. So it's like it's like if I could do free shoots or lower my prices I would, but it's like there's certain things that like I can't because it's very expensive to like maintain. So those who like be like, oh, can I get a discount? This is
Yes, like I want to, but I can't. Like I really can't. Like just for the sake of me and my business,
Yeah, because it's like what y'all don't really like see is like the labor that goes into it, the cost of like everything, and like just basically everything in general. Like you don't like y'all don't see that, and it's like no shade or anything, but it's like it's very expensive. So like if we could, we would, but we can't. Like we have certain things that we want to do, and
sometimes you have to put yourself first. Sometimes you have to.
Oh my god, talking about that, it's like you sometimes you just gotta like you can't be warm-hearted.
Oh my god, yes, as a business owner and like me as a beginner, that's something that I really had to learn because some people really don't care about you. Like they don't care about you, and like another thing, as a nail tech, like not everybody's gonna be your client. Not everybody, you're not gonna be the nail tech for everybody. Because I feel like you're hanging out with me for basically 2 hours and I'm doing your nails. So it's like a lot of my clients talk to me. So like I've never had a fully silent appointment besides like the moms that kind of come in sometimes and book throughout, like one of my friends' moms. They're not too talkative, but all of my clients, they love talking to me. Like we talk the whole appointment. So I feel like you really have to have like that bond there. So and it's really hard like being like with your friends, even like sometimes like they want to overstep, but you kind of have to tell them like, hey, like I understand we're friends, but at the end of the day I am a business owner, like.
And it's like something that I did realize is like just because we're friends doesn't mean like, oh, I'm gonna lower my prices or this and that. So it's like we're cool, everything, we have a good bond, but there's certain points, like as a friend, you should be supporting me. You shouldn't be asking for a discount or this and that.
Yes, I'm all about support too. Like support, oh my god, and support is not only like, oh, like book with me, like, oh, like it's so much more than that, and I always say that. Cause I feel like you can support by literally just reposting my post, by saying that I'm a nail tech. Literally, that's it. Like you don't have to book with me to support me, And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, support goes a long way in very little time.
It does, because it's like, we have a lot of friends that are small business owners as well.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that are business owners.
We have friends that are barbers, lash techs, nail techs, all that. And it's like...
Houston, I got it off for real, though.
Yeah. But one thing that I can say is that those who, if this is like something you want to pursue for like the long term, I would say go for it, yes. But the ones that like are thinking about it, think really hard, because it's not just the expenses, not just certain things, but it's like, okay, for example, let's say this, and this is not like, okay, so in Houston, where where we're from, we know there's a lot of nail techs, like barbers and everything. But something that a lot of people don't realize is that it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And there's going to be so many. It's like, who do I go to, this and that? Because there's different prices, there's different this, there's different things that certain nail techs and some nail techs can accommodate to, but some can't. So it's like, if you want to choose to go into this field, you can. Yes. But there's gonna be times where it's up and down. Like, for example, photography for me, like, there's like other photographers, which I already knew. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I know, and it's like, for the people that book with me, that are my clients, my clientele, everything, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that they chose me and trusted me with their shoots and their bookings and everything. Because they could have went to go book with another photographer. Yes. So, but they came to me because they trusted me and my work. So it's like, if you want to go into this field, go for it. But there's going to be like times where it's up and down. You're not always going to have like a steady income. So this is why a lot of people have it as a side hustle. But I'm very proud for like all my friends, including you, everybody that
is a small business owner.
Yeah, everybody that's a small business owner, I'm very proud. We all are getting out there and reaching.
We're all trying to do our own thing, but like still support each other. Because I feel like another example of me being a nail tech is like, I have so many nail tech friends. I have like, I can tell you all 5 right off the bat right now, like. And they're good, like, and some of them I have mutuals that literally just started to do nails, and I can see it, like, you're going somewhere. And I don't like, not to get, like, personal, but I don't like when, like, another nail tech tries to, like, put down beginner nail techs for just starting off and, like, not
because it's like you were that person
exactly, everybody starts off somewhere, and don't think, like, to anybody that's starting to do nails, don't think that there's too many nail techs. There's no such thing as too many nail techs, too many photographers, too many barbers. You are going to be the nail tech for someone. You're going to be the photographer for someone. Like, there's enough space for all of us. I promise you. Because Houston is not that big, but it's big. And if you have the personality and you have, like, if you're trying to really get out there, you'll get out there, trust. Like, it's so easy here. I feel like it's really easy here.
It really is. I can say that. But a lot of people see it as competition when it's not like that.
It's never like that.
It's like a lot, like, the way you should see it is, for the ones that are like, have like already clientele, like, a major following, everything, you got up there. It was slowly but surely,
that should motivate you, I feel like. Seeing
but
someone
that should never give you the right to put down a beginner.
Exactly. And that's that's where a lot of people go wrong. They start letting the money get to their head. And I just really hope I'm not ever one of those people, because I would literally like, Johan, you better get me straight. Like, no, none of that. No, but yes, because bro, like, it's really hard as a beginner too, when there's so many nail techs in your area, especially, and there's so many like people, like, there's nice people and then there's mean people. Like, there's always 2 sides of a story, I promise you that. And like, don't get me wrong, I just started nails, but I've gotten more like support than I've gotten hate. but I have gotten hate. Like not like hate, like oh my god, I'm gonna stop doing nails.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's never that deep. But like it's like people that you can tell haven't supported me and will not support me. You know. But like that just goes to show like I never really cared about the hate. Like I never cared. It's not gonna make me stop doing nails. So you know.
And like for example, that I can say is hold on, I'm so sorry, I'm getting a
Anyways,
oh one thing that one thing that I can say. Oh, talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
So
hold on, guys, because I literally picked it back up. That's how good it is, and it's a pretzel.
thank you.
Period.
But one thing that I did endure with my Screws and Candies, we obviously I'm gonna promote myself. We sell American-based candies infused with chamoy and spices that I get imported from Mexico, so it's authentic. But we moved on to treats such as chocolate-covered pretzels, chocolate-covered
I'm
strawberries.
trying to show it. I already ate it all, guys.
And what else? Chocolate-covered Rice Krispie treats. I did not know those were gonna be like a hit, but they actually were.
The what?
Chocolate-covered Rice. I mean, yeah, the chocolate.
Ooh, Rice Krispies.
Mm-hmm. And then what else? We also do. It's like it's a chocolate chip cookie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But inside is an Oreo. And
Mm.
those were a big hit as well.
That sounds like my big back ass will like cake. Like,
And then cake pops as well.
thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Real.
But I did have this. I didn't. It wasn't competition to me because I had heard of him,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh well, I'm not really like I wasn't. I didn't see this boy as a competition.
But he did.
No, actually, he didn't. The people that made it seem like a competition was our clientele.
Oh.
So that's
Wait.
that's when I was like, hold on now. That's when I was like, and then the boy that ran the other gummy business, he followed me, and then I followed him back, and then now we're friends. And we have never seen each other as competition. And even myself, I've literally asked him like, hey, do you want to come to these pop-ups with me as well? So he can grow as well, because as a business owner myself, I want to see everybody grow. I want to see everybody succeed. So it's like, sometimes it's never the owners. It's always the clientele.
Yes, honestly, yeah.
Because a lot of things that I have realized, like, oh, my barber is better, this is that. Oh, my lash tech is better, or this is better. Like, you should come to mine. I don't know why you go to this person. And it's like,
people can be a little messy sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So it's like it's never really in some cases it's never really the owner, but it's our clientele.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I have gotten like some clients that come to me and they're like, "Oh, like you do this better than this," But like I honestly I don't like when you come to me and you tell me and compare my work to somebody else's, because you have to keep in mind that that person's probably been doing that for either much less than me, much less time than me, or much like way longer than me, So you can't compare anybody else's work, because I feel like everybody, like no, everybody has their own thing going on,
Mm-hmm. But it's just it's a lot. Like it's a lot to take on as a business owner. So it's like,
and I feel like at a young age too. That's another thing.
Because we have school, and then some people that have jobs as well.
Yes, so like trust me, it's not the easiest trying to balance out. Like right now, I have 2 jobs. I have, well, 2 9-to-5 jobs, but I haven't really started one, so I can't count that one, okay? Mm-hmm. But I have my main job, which is like my 9-to-5, and then I also have my nail business. But I feel like at first, when I was still in school, because I did graduate this year, but I was still in school. So my senior year, it was when I started doing nails. And it was towards the end, thank God, because I feel like if I started doing nails, like as a high schooler, it's so much harder. I'll tell you that. Any high school girl that you see doing nails, be proud of her just because she's doing it while she's still in high school. Because, especially if she has a job too, because it's really hard to balance out 3 things at once, And having the time for it, and still like wanting to spend time with your family, wanting to spend time with your friends. It's just hard sometimes trying to make time for your loved ones,
Mm-hmm. I feel you on that, because for you, like when I formerly used to work at JD Sports, and it was the candies on top of photography.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started working at JD, I think September, but when like December came, it was kind of like all over the place. So, because a lot of people wanted like certain photo shoots done. There's a lot of birthdays and
I know grad season.
oh
You
my god! But I feel like grad season it was good because that's when Screws and Candies was like slowing down because
mm-hmm.
the
School
end of
was
the
kind
year.
of ending, yeah.
Yeah. So prior to that, it was like, but I handled it really good. Like I managed my time perfect, so I didn't have to worry about I'm gonna be late for this or I'm like I need to do
Yes,
this
oh
before
my
this
god,
deadline.
yes. That's another thing. As a business owner, I feel like we all have a time limit in our head.
Mm.
Because I swear, ever since like I started doing nails and I started getting a job, because I used to like not even have a job. Like I got a job when I was 16, you know?
Mm.
And I never really cared. Like I would always just do things like on my time, you know? But when you don't have your time no more and you have to really like schedule every single little thing. I schedule my whole life now. Like it's not just the appointments, you know? Like it's really just hard sometimes to keep up with everything. But we do
Yeah,
it for y'all guys.
literally, because for let's see this because now like from back then to now, I
Mm-hmm.
do the photography, the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I have a different job now. Um, then school's coming up, so
Mm-hmm.
school's also gonna be another part. And then what else? I work for this clothing brand, and I think that's really much it.
But still, that's like a lot. You know, like that's.
But the the technique not to like drown yourself, your time management.
Mm-hmm.
Because let for example, like for the candies, I used to either it would be me or I would have some of my brand ambassadors come and we would make the candy package, label, sort the inventory,
Mm-hmm.
distribute it to them, and then it would just be a cycle. But this would be like what once every 1 or 2 weeks. So I took care of that, and then I would move on. I'm fine with that for the time I have. So then I'll move past that. Any photo shoots, I would block my schedule out for this
Mm-hmm.
because I know for each photo shoot there's a time like each
Yeah.
time. So I block it out, have them set for that. I take care of them, out my way.
Yeah.
So then it would just be so much, and then work, block my schedule out from this time, and then at night, like let's say like got out like what 10 something, and I needed to make candies, put an hour and something into that work, get it done, out of my way.
Yes. As a nail tech, I feel like time management at first was so different from now because I used to take like my first ever set was 7 hours. Okay, I now do nail sets in 2 hours, which goes to show that's processed in 4 months. But I really like got my time up there. Like I think it was like the third month because I feel like no, as a nail tech, you really have to like try to do nails fast because a lot of people are gonna come to you. As much as you don't want them to be in a rush, they're gonna be in a rush, you know? And not everybody is the type of person to want to sit there for 4 hours for nails. Like
Mm-hmm.
some people go to other service providers just because they do it in 45 minutes, you know? So that goes to show like my time management. I had to fit like, oh, this nail appointment is gonna be 4 hours long, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like much easier for me because I'm like, oh, it's only gonna be like 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, you know. Which is God bless because oh my God, I used to that was my main thing like my time on doing nails. I used to like always beat myself up for how long I took to do them or for like my application. Oh my god, my application used to be so bad. So like if your application is bad right now, don't even like keep going. Just keep going. Always keep going, never give up. That's what I did. Like I would never give up. It doesn't matter how much hate I can get on a nail set. I will keep doing nails, you know? Cuz I feel like every nail set is different at the end of the day. Like even my clients that have been coming to me since like I started doing nails, they tell me like, "Oh my god, this set compared to like your first sets, so much better." You know, like your clients are gonna start noticing you getting better, and that's why they're gonna stick with you because they know you're only gonna get better.
I feel you
You
on
know?
that. I really feel you on that because when I started photography, y'all, my pictures were decent and like you could like it wasn't good. You could still see like a little blurry in the like in the on the person or something like that. But slowly I progressed and progressed, and now.
Yes, it's all about progressing.
And now.
Time management, literally. Time literally will tell, like, I promise you. If you're consistent with what you're doing, you're gonna get somewhere. It doesn't matter what it is, honestly. Like, there's gonna be people that like it because you like it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to find your audience, if that makes sense. But sometimes it's hard because not everybody is like us. Like, we can keep a conversation going. We can talk to really anybody. Like, if anybody were to walk up to us, we could keep that conversation going. But a lot of people can't. And I used to be like that when COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got really in my shell, if that makes sense. Like, and that's not like me. Like, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always like, but I'm so glad I did because now that I'm a business owner, that really helps me, like, being able, because if, like, my client's talking to me, I know how to respond back, like, I know what to, like, I give good advice, like, but I feel like back then I wasn't able to do that at all. It was really hard for me, at least,
I understand you a lot because it's like me, I've endured a lot, I've went through a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it has built me to be a better person, and I've helped people in the past with certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like, a lot of people tend to come to me for advice and sit here and talk to me because for me, I'm gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna say like.
Ray was really easy. I just want to put in there. This is our first time meeting in real life, and Ray was so easy to talk to. Like, he's an actual genuine person outside of social media, and I hope all of you know that. But anyways.
Thank you. But where was I? I forgot. Oh, okay. Yeah. I have had a lot of people come to me and talk to me, and when they have, like, it builds, like, I know what to say to certain people, but I'm never gonna sugarcoat nothing or tell you. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna sit here and tell you what you need to hear.
Exactly.
Because, like, for a lot of people, like, I'm like, no shade or anything, but some of your friends are gonna sit here like, oh no, like, relationship wise, oh no, like, it's gonna be okay, like, I think you guys just need to sort things out.
It's not gonna be okay. You need to leave him.
Sorry. Exactly, leave him or her, but it's like, you have to do certain things for yourself. You have to put yourself first.
You do always put yourself first, no matter who you're hurting in the long run.
Because, like I said in the last podcast with Johan, you come into this world alone and you're going to die alone. Mm-hmm. Don't sit here and worry about nobody else's worries, what they have going on, because you have to focus on you. Put yourself first.
Exactly. And I know that may be hard for a lot of people, but you have to do it. It's part of life, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And that's like, I never put myself first. I would always put my friends or somebody first. Yeah. And that's why it was mentally draining for me. It's like, what am I doing wrong? Like, this is not the thing I was doing wrong. Was I was putting others before me.
Exactly. Because facts though, like, no, and it's like when you realize that not, like, I know, like, I don't know, I feel like I was so stuck in the mentality, like, wow, like, I love all my friends love me. Exactly. No, it's not like no. It's not like that. I got humbled so fast, guys. Like, when I tell y'all, I got done so dirty, but like, it's okay. Like, that's part of life. Like, thank you for that, because it's like there's always gonna be somebody or something to humble you, like, bring you back down to earth real fast. Like, no, never let anything get to you, never.
And, like, in the last podcast, how Johan had mentioned, like, not everybody is your friend, and like, what did you say? Like, your dad, like, something with, like, your friends are like.
Oh yeah, you can only count your friends in 2 hands. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, if you have more than 10 friends.
That's nice.
And look, there's no shade or anything, but this goes out to the people, that I'm friends with and talk to. I have a certain circle where it's my close friends and that, I care for and everything so much more than certain others, and there's other people that are associates, there's people I talk to, there's certain levels in my
and that's everybody. Like, everybody has their.
Sorry, y'all, I had a call I had to take. But anyways, like, yeah, like, it's like, there's moments where you get humbled. Like
But I
but
feel like that's real.
it really is. But for me, like when I had that moment of realization, it was like I finally had learned my lesson that I was dodging and avoiding from God.
Yeah.
So when I did, it was such a good feeling, but a bad because I lost so many people, but I didn't care because I had finally put myself first. And from that day forward, like yeah, I started putting myself forward first.
And that's good though. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it takes a while for you to start putting yourself first, and like it may be hard, yeah, but like eventually you have to you really do have to for the sake of your sanity and your emotions and your happiness and your future. Really, like putting yourself first is always gonna be the answer, unless it's like a really bad situation, like damn, you know. But like,
There
what
can be
else?
many things holding you back,
Mhm.
but
Never let it be a person though. Never
yeah,
let it be a person.
stop letting the manipulation from a person or anything like that. It can be parents, friends,
Mm-hmm.
your significant
Bad
other.
influences.
That don't like okay, this is something I can say. The people you surround yourself with will reflect what you have in store for your future. So, if you want to surround yourself with people, and you may not notice it because you think it's like, oh, it's you're having fun with this and that. You never know what these people can do one day, and it will cost you the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. You don't know what situation you can get into by listening to one of your friends.
Exactly.
Because
That
it's not always going to be like rainbows and liquor. You know? Like, it's not always going to be good. It's not always going to be a good time like how you thought it was going to be.
exactly. Like, for example, like I know a lot of people our age want to attend these certain parties and everything. And I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here. I know I have parties, I have functions or whatever, but I make sure I know everybody that's here. I don't invite random people I don't know. If you're bringing a +1, let me know.
Mm-hmm,
I need to know
mm-hmm.
who they are.
And at the end of the day, like, we're young. Like, we're all going to party. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's okay to admit that. Like, it's okay to admit that we like party, but it's okay to also admit that there's, like, partying isn't all to life, you know? I
Exactly.
could word that better, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean because it's like if all you want to do is party and this and that, and when you have finally reached a good age, like where
Mm-hmm.
you're old enough, like I'm gonna say 18, and
Babe,
you
you need to
have
put
nothing,
down, you need to put it down.
and you
Like,
have nothing planned for yourself,
yeah, like,
you're gonna regret it.
it's a difference. There's a difference with, like, partying, going on, like, you know, and having your shit together. But then if you're like partying and like that's all you're doing, like you're just partying, like you're just getting drunk, or you're just doing drugs. No, like you have to have something like to back that up. Like you know, like there needs to be something more to your life than that. Always.
Because if you don't,
You'll
and
literally
you're
get
at,
lost in it. You'll get lost in the party life. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, and that's not that I'm in college, but what I realized is a lot of people do get lost in the party life in college. Like, and that's exactly why they end up like not majoring.
finishing,
Yeah, you
dropping
know,
out.
that's what I'm saying. Like, no, like keep going. Also, to anybody who started in college, like just keep going. Don't drop out because that's what I'm telling myself every day. Like just go. Like why not? Look at how fast high school went by, and then you're gonna do it again for another better, higher degree and
Opportunity.
opportunity. Yeah.
Because if you surround yourself with people that want to have goals, the people
Mhm.
that have like dreams and everything, when you surround yourself with those people, you're gonna be like, okay, like this is my time to actually do something with my life, and and that's what I like. In a way, I surround myself with like people that like are business owners and this and that,
Yes.
and I also like surround myself with like older people that are
Mhm.
already like have their own big businesses and everything because I had the opportunity to build connections with these people when I would have certain pop-ups.
Mhm.
So it's like when you get out there and you can't be shy.
You can't be shy. Oh my god, you cannot be shy. And that's something I had to learn. Like I had to break out my shell when it came to like other people, if that made sense. Cause I'm a really talkative person. Like I'm here, you know. But like it's a different from being like a talkative person to the people that you know and stuff, than to being a talkative person and being out there with completely strangers. You know, like it's harder for sure because you don't know them. You don't know what they're gonna think of you. But that's another thing. You can't. That can't be like your mindset. Like, oh, what are they gonna think of me? What are they gonna say about this, about that? Like, no. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Adding to that, I have this cousin. Her name is Liliana, and she has a skin club business where she does facials, microdermabrasion, all of that. And she started her uh, business right outside, like right out of college. Like as soon as she got her licensing,
Really?
like this, and she opened up her studio in downtown, which it's now goes by Montreal Skin Club. If you guys aren't in need of any facials or any skin, problems or anything like that, she's the one to go to. But she is the reason why I pushed myself in a way to build my brand to where it is now. All of them. I got more out there and built these connections because of her. She introduced me to these people. I started selling my things there, and from there on, I started building more and more connections to where I am now.
Yes.
So
I feel like you make so many new bonds with people, and even though you don't know them, like I feel like I've gotten so much support from people that don't know me at all. Like, and it could be like my coworker's sister, my coworker's friend, or like literally just my coworker, you know. But literally, and somebody that I've never met and never brought over to my home, because I am home based. So I feel like getting support from someone like that, like it means so much to me. Like I love the support from my family and friends, but sometimes I get it more from like people that really don't know me at all. And that's what I like. Like I feel like you can really expand as you go. Like there's nothing such as not growing. Like you're gonna keep growing. As a business owner, you're gonna keep growing if you don't give up, of course. But I feel like we all grow.
We all grow, but
at different pace, of course, but we all grow.
And patience is key.
Yes.
You can start off and be like, oh, like I'm gonna get all these clients, but yes, you will, but you have to have the mindset that everything is on God's timing.
Yes, I feel like you really have to put your business with God too. Like I feel like God is why I'm here today. Why I'm here today, honestly. Like cause I used to like not have a really.
All right, guys, we're back. Anyways, continue.
What was I saying? I was talking about God, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How I used to not have a really good relationship with God. Like I would just pray sometimes, like. But now I pray every night. Yep. And I don't go to church just because I don't like. I don't want to say I don't like my family's church, cause that's TMI. But like, it's just I don't know. I don't like Christianity is one thing, but then when you're making it like way deeper than that, like it's your whole not personality, but it's like you're trying to force it onto somebody else, if that makes sense. You can't force Christianity on someone. You can't force a religion onto someone, even if it's like a 10-year-old. I don't care. You can't do that. And yeah, like the church that like some of my family goes to is mainly like that, like they're really strong Christians, like really, really strong Christians. And I love that for them, but like just not my cup of tea,
No disrespect or anything are out there to Christians, but
Yeah,
one
no
thing that I have
disrespect.
noticed that Christians praise up and down like
No, and
so many
also
things that they say they don't do. But
yes, and that's another thing. Like I just don't like how they're like so not like Christian as like a whole group. I'm talking about this specific group of
they're
the
very
Christians that I
two-faced.
know. Yes, they're really two-faced. Like they will be a whole complete different person outside of church, which is like there's no point in that. Like why are you going to church? Like I don't see any point in that, and that's exactly why I just don't like to go to that specific church, you know? Just because I feel like they try to force religion onto some of us, you know?
And as somebody that likes the opposite gender, even though I am like that, I have never let that get in the way with my connection and love with God.
And it's crazy because some Christians, like, they will literally talk, like, down on the LGBTQ community,
Mm-hmm.
but you will never, okay, maybe you will sometimes, but, like, Ray is a good example. Like, you won't hear him disrespecting Christians. You won't hear him speaking bad on the Bible. Like, he is a Christian, right?
I'm Catholic.
Oh, he's Catholic. But, like, still, like, he doesn't, even though he's Catholic, that's a better example. He doesn't disrespect Christians in any type of way. I myself, I call myself Christian just because that's how I grew up. I don't know anything other than Christianity, you know? But I just don't like how it was kind of forced onto me, you know? But at the end of the day, I stand by Christianity, just not as hard as some other people stand by it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just don't like how just because you're in a certain religion, you're gonna disrespect other religions, or like you're just gonna make everything so personal and so based off that. Like, if I make a mistake, you're gonna be like, "Oh, but aren't you a Christian?" No, like, yes, I'm a Christian. I make mistakes. I'm a human. Duh, you know. But I feel like a lot of people don't see it like that. You know, like they just.
Because
I don't like even speaking on the subject because it's just like so many people take it.
In a way,
yeah,
it starts an argument.
It starts an argument like that.
And oh my God, when I bring up the Virgin Mary, because I believe in her like heavily, and I praise to her and everything, when they like that starts an argument. But it's
yes, and
also I have my own beliefs, you have your own beliefs,
Yeah.
and my brother, like for me, for example, my brother is Muslim. He converted into Islam, but we both respect each other's religions. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, exactly, like that's in your household, and y'all still respect each other. So it's like I don't get why complete strangers can't do that. Like, y'all don't even know each other. Y'all are judging each other based off a religion. You know, I feel like we all grew up on a religion, and once you get old enough to actually understand religions and be like, oh, like this is what I like. This is what me. This is my religion. You know, this isn't my dad's religion. It's not my mom's religion. Not my family's religion. It's for me. You know, it's what I go by. You know. But a lot of people don't see it like that.
And like I've never been the type to even though Christianity and like Catholicism, I think that's how you say it. I forgot. We share like sort of the same things, but we have our different beliefs. I have never been the type to be like, oh no, you need to. It would be better if you were Catholic because it's wrong, because it's like we all have our different beliefs. So it's like I'm not going to sit here and disrespect you in any type of way, especially when it comes to
a religion. Yeah. I feel like that too. And it's really hard to even, like, I feel like in this generation, it's really hard to even speak on certain topics because people will either take it the completely wrong way or it'll just, like, turn into something that it shouldn't turn into, you know?
Like, for example, since I'm in that community, I have never been offended by the F slur. I have I know it may be funny. I don't be offended by anything that has to do with any of that.
And that's Ray as a person, you know, but there may be other people in the community that do get offended by it, you know, like really bad. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's always depends on the person, you know?
Because it's like and no shade, no nothing like that, but it's like sometimes those who are in the community kind of push it. They kind of make it their whole personality when it's like.
And I feel like that's in every community. Like, there's gonna be men that overplay their part as being men. There's gonna be women that, you know, and there's gonna be gay people that, you know. What does that mean?
No, I mean, I wouldn't see it as disrespect. But a lot of people find it disrespectful when they use the F slur towards others or anything like that. But it's like, I really don't care, you know? Or anything in general.
And either way, I feel like nowadays it's common knowledge. Like, don't just go around calling anybody that, you know? Like...
But it's like sometimes they kind of set themselves up for
like, unless, like, you really deserve to be called that, then don't be surprised when somebody does call you that, you know?
Sometimes you can push your limits with, like, certain things you do, your actions or any of that, and, like, a person can say that, but it's like, and I'm not trying to, like, be, like, like, how do I say, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here or any of that, but, like, sometimes as someone who is in the community, like I said, it's like you guys sometimes push it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, and like something that kind of offended me is that I remember I seen this TikTok where it was this one girl saying something about God, like disrespecting him, and they were in the community. It's like, look, like, you know, I understand that in the Bible it says, you know, he may not like us or this and that, but it's like, you know, he still created us at the end of the day, so, you know, still have respect for him.
Everybody is God's creation at the end of the day, so whether you like him or not, like, I have some news for you.
Yeah. And it was just it was plain out disrespectful. It's like, come on now, like, you're a grown ass woman and you're over here disrespecting God. And I understand you may be in the LGBTQ community, but it's like, you have boundaries.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of this generation's biggest issue in everything, I'm not even talking about like just like in communities, religion, is overplaying your part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. But that was me though, like I'm saying it from experience, you know, like I've overplayed my parts in friendships, relationships, like it's not that deep, you know, like I can admit to that. But you learn from it, you know, like if this person isn't going to go the extra mile for you, why are you doing it for them, you know? And it's hard to be that type of person with that mentality, but you have to be like, and that goes back to you putting yourself first, honestly.
Yeah, and it's like, what's it called? Fuck, I was gonna say something about that. Damn, I forgot. Hold on. Let me try to remember. I'm gonna get this out, but. Oh, okay, yeah. So, like, for example, me in that community, like, you know, I understand that, you know, many guys that are gay like to do makeup and all that, wear different type of clothing, feminine clothing to be exact, or either put on, like, you know, wigs or any of that. And I've been questioned about this a lot. They're like, oh, like, you don't do that, but it's not like, oh, like, and I have been told, like, oh, I wouldn't fuck with you if you did that, like, you know. But one thing about me, it's like I've always chose to, like, you know, I never like
to stay yourself. Basically.
Yeah, because it's like that's kind of like pushing it, and I like would never, because it's like and if anybody out there wants to be like, oh no, it's because he's insecure, baby, I'm far from that. I'm very secure about I'm very secure about I'm very secure about myself and know like my style, know what I like and everything, because it's like, you know, I keep my hygiene up, I keep everything up, you know, as
curl routine, don't blame.
Because as someone who is, you know, gay, I don't really like to say it. I really don't like saying that.
I don't even like saying it. I've been like,
it sounds weird.
Yeah, it just sounds like offensive, but it's not really, you know.
As somebody who is like, you know, a lot of people in the community like keep up with their hygiene and make sure they look good and everything. I still do that, you know. I make sure I look good, or like do like I'm like a little extra. But I would never like go in that way where I wear makeup or any of that. It's kind of like,
yeah, it's just a preference, honestly.
But I would never like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, the ones that wear that, like, that's too much, blah blah, because it's like, that's who you want to be.
Yeah, like, you know, no, because I'm not homophobic at all. Like, I feel like I don't want to say like, okay, I'm not homophobic at all, but sometimes like some people in the community, like certain people in the community, take everything too far, like with the way they talk to people, if that makes sense. And I remember so I'm saying this from experience, because one time I went to, it's basically like this club, and I saw like this gay dude, you know, but I don't know if he was gay. I honestly don't know what he was. I don't know like the names or anything. I'm not really like, what's it called? What's it called?
Transgender?
No, he might have been, but he was wearing like, let me just like describe him. He was wearing like really long boots, high heel boots,
like a drag
short, queen. Kind of like a drag queen. I feel like he had like those. Okay, they weren't even shorts. Like they were like literally underwear. I promise you. Like, and it was like, but it's obviously like you're like in a club, and it was like a Hispanic club that I was going to for like my cousin's birthday, you know. And the way like that, I mean, I like how they carry themselves with hella confidence, but it's just like the way they talk to other people, like. You can't just approach somebody like that, you know? Like sometimes you're gonna like come across somebody that's not gonna like fuck with that attitude, you know? And they're gonna be like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like sometimes you have to have that self awareness because
Yeah.
it's
But I
like
feel like again that's for everybody because I feel like everybody's gonna have their moments where they're gonna walk into a place and be like, oh, like yeah, bitch, period.
because
And then there's gonna be somebody to humble your ass
yeah,
as soon as
but
you walk in there, you know.
the thing, it not only the LGBTQ community, especially a certain for people of color, you know, um, there's a lot of communities out there like the LGBTQ, the people of color, Hispanics, all these other people, and like my brother, he's Muslim, we get racially profiled, so with the race, it's like, I sometimes just don't understand it. And sometimes
You know
people
what
of
I
color
miss?
that racially profile other people of color, and it's like, we're all together here. And it's like,
Yeah, I feel like I really miss the days where like not saying that it's bad that we're aware of everything now and that we know like what's good and what's bad and like we've grown up basically. I'm not saying that that's bad, but I'm saying like I miss how like maybe it's just because we were younger, you know.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but I feel like back then nobody really cared about anything. Like everybody loved everybody. There was so much like joy and happiness being spread. Like nobody really was worried about like other races. Nobody's worried about like communities. Like yeah, there was communities, but nobody was worried about them. Like
everybody was doing their
like
own
picking
thing.
on them. Nobody was like making rude videos about anybody. Like maybe they were, you know, but like you know what I mean. Like, and I just feel like that was such a good time to live in. Like I miss that honestly. I feel like now everybody's so judgmental, like so judgmental with everything, like with every single little thing. Like the first thing you're gonna do is judge, you know. But I feel like I'm the type of person, but I'm judgmental in a good way. I feel like I don't judge in a bad way unless like it's like you literally like ruining your life. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to judge a little bit, but yeah, I feel like I don't know. It was good times. Like around what years were they?
I feel like 2016.
2016 and 2017 through 2018. 19. Kind of. 19 was fun too.
Just anytime before COVID, bro.
Honestly, I feel like anytime before COVID we were chilling. Like everybody was just chilling. Nobody was really worried about much, you know. But I feel like now we grew up.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I feel like during like COVID.
But I feel like I feel like these problems were occurring, but we were just too young to understand.
Yeah,
But now that
that's
we
what
grew
I'm
up,
saying.
we now understand like what's really going
And
on
that's
in the
what I'm
world.
saying. I feel like it's really a big part on how like we're actually growing up. Like what the heck?
I feel like during COVID, bro, people were just stuck in their houses and just had too much time on their phones.
No, fast. I
Too
feel
much
like
time.
no.
Too
Can we
much
talk
time.
about TikTok?
Like with TikTok, like that was like.
Bro, TikTok brain rot.
Like, literally brain rot, like,
No, because I'm on TikTok like too much.
Yeah.
Like no, like too much. Like it literally gets to a point.
like the
where-
amount of negative information like that goes around.
No,
that,
yeah, and it's always like two sides, you know, because TikTok it could be really bad or you can learn like crazy shit. But I feel like it's the new Google. Bro, like I go to TikTok to search something up instead of Google or like Safari or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like nowadays, you know. Back then, I would go on Google, bro. You know, like it's not like that no more. Like, but I feel like it's really it's a really informative app.
Yeah.
For sure, because I learned so much off of TikTok, especially as a nail tech. Oh my god. Go on TikTok. Go on TikTok. Literally. Because they'll show you, like, especially as a small business owner or literally anybody, like a clothing brand, anything, TikTok, you can grow so fast. Like, I know so many, like, influencers nowadays and, like, small business owners that have actually gotten, like, millions of views and followers and millions of people even buying from their business or like booking with them, you know. I know they appreciate the app so much because without it, where would y'all be for real? Like without social media, without your platform, you know.
Because it's like.
What is your advice to like small business owners? Like
My
just
advice?
growing.
So my advice would be like, you have to spend money to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And it will your clientele will come
Mm-hmm.
with time, so you can't like think like, oh, like, why am I
You
not
can't
doing
give up in the first month because you're like, oh, I'm only getting 2 clients a week. Like, no.
But it's something.
It's something. Like, some people don't get not 1 client, you know? For somebody, that 1 client, she's gonna be like, wow, like, somebody really booked with me, you know? Because I remember my first client. I
Me too.
remember. Let's believe I do. I appreciate everybody that came to me as a beginner because I know there was like 2 girls that I messed up. I'm not gonna lie, like not like messed up, like, you know, like cut her finger off, but like the nails didn't look the best, you know. But they still kept coming to me. They trusted the process, you know. So I feel like my advice to anybody that's like just starting off their business, clothing brand, whatever it is, just keep going. That's honestly always gonna be my advice. Just keep going. Never give up on it.
Going back to like what we were talking about, it's like we're born innocent and with pure and positive intentions, you know. But all these like stereotypes, racism, and everything is either like you find it or like get like told it in either in your household or especially social media. So it's like,
and I feel like social media can also be really toxic nowadays. Like really toxic. Like there's no reason why like a human being makes a mistake and y'all are all as a group telling them to kill themselves. Like like and then when they do it they're gonna be like, oh my god, like rest in peace.
cyberbullying is a thing.
Like what? No. No, some people are just mean. I hate mean people. Oh my god. I hate mean people.
But it's like as the years go by, you know, things are gonna progress, and we as the youth have to prevent that in a way. You know, we're the next generations coming
We
up.
are the next generation, y'all. I'm like, oh my god.
So it's like we can't sit here and like be hypocritical. We actually have to fight back for
like we actually have to grow up.
But we have to fight back on what is actually happening in this world. Like, there's so many things that are like, why? Like, you know, what's happening, you know, on the other side of the world. It's like, why?
Yeah, and I feel like that's another thing. I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate the life that they're living in now. Because me, I'm the type of person, like, anytime that I'm having a rough time in my life and I just literally want to die and stuff, I'm like, bro, there's literally somebody else struggling it's a kid, matter of fact. I always picture a little kid in my head because I know there's one out there struggling 10 times worse than me, and they're probably like getting money for their parents, working so hard at the age of 5, and I'm over here crying at the grown age at 17, you know?
Talking about that, no. One thing I don't like fuck with is those kids that grew up with money and
privileged,
grew up with money, you know, think they're so entitled to so much, but it's like,
I feel like you can really tell who is humble and who grew up with money nowadays. Like, it's obvious.
And it's like, do you think flexing, showing off certain things, like materialistic things, and putting other people down, making them feel less about themselves because they don't have that, you think that's cool? Like, do you think it doesn't, like, it makes you look like a shitty person. It doesn't make you look cool. And the people that you surround yourself with that, like, hype you up or any of that, those aren't your friends. They're using you. If we're being real.
But I feel like honestly, I appreciate the people that did grow up with money and that are still humble. I appreciate those people so much because I don't want to say I have a lot of friends, but I have like a handful, like Johan said, but I feel like I have like very humble friends, and then I have friends that grew up with money, like, or if they don't grow up with money, they have money now, like, you know? And I feel like I'm friends with them for that exact reason because they always stay humble, like, no matter what, you know? Like, no matter what, like, I have this girl, for example, she's my client, and she's kind of like TikTok famous, but never once like when she comes books with me, it's all positive vibes. Like it's literally all positive vibes. She never even mentions her platform, you know. And I'm not the type of nigga to be like, oh, like can you post me, like, oh, you know? No, like I never asked her for none of that. You know, it's literally just us, like me servicing her, you know. And I really appreciate that because it's like not everybody. I like to meet people that are somebody outside of their platform, if that makes sense. Like you're the same outside of your platform, like how you act online, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because I appreciate that a lot. Because it's like when you're putting yourself out there like that, that's what people see you based off. So if they meet you in real life and you're something completely different, they're just gonna be like, aren't you? You know? Like, but yeah.
Because like in a way, I kind of grew up with money, but like comfortable wise, you know, I wouldn't say I was rich or anything like that.
Yeah.
And in my middle school, like that's why I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here. I was kind of like that. Like I would always like say this and that, like, but I was like, why?
That's what I'm saying. You got humbled though. Like, see, like we always get humbled. Trust, like anything you do, you're gonna get humbled. So it's like you're gonna learn your lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Because now it's like there's people out there that have less, and it's like I am grateful for every single thing that my parents have given me, the opportunities and everything that they have given me, basically.
Yeah. I feel like I can't say I grew up with like I didn't grow up wealthy. I didn't grow up with like money, but I had a great childhood. Like my mom always made sure there was food in the house. There was a roof over our heads. We played outside. I had a bike. It was a Monster High bike. Like what? I feel like I was very blessed as a kid, you know, cause I had like all of my cousins, all of my family. Like at the end of the day, as long as you have your family, or even if you don't have your family, you're gonna find your little family, you know? There's people out there that don't have family and make their own family, you know?
Yeah. But anyways, guys, that concludes our episode for today. Once again, I'm your host, GMC, or better known as Ray.
And Bree.
And thank you guys, and Johan, of course. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.